Hello, everybody. Hello. It is December 20th. Got a little something to drink here, a little rum. I'm in that kind of mood right now. I do live in South Florida, so why not, right? So I wanted to get on and I wanted to talk. What is this red? Oh, I scratched myself. Guess I scratched a little too hard. Anyway, I wanted to get on here and I really wanted to talk about right now, the whole retrograde thing and kind of give an update on that. But I also want to discuss a reading that I had and how it has changed everything for me. I'm an Aries, and for me, I tend to be I'm a typical Aries. I'm blunt, I'm impulsive, I can be passionate. Um, I'm a lot of things all at the same time, which can sometimes be an issue because you feel like you're all over the place. But it's working for me. But more importantly, I tend to not get, I don't want to say get stuck. I tend to not stay in one point too long. So in one of my last videos, I had discussed, wanting to grow more and wanted to, make my craft part of my everyday, so forth and so on. And also just kind of feeling like, why is this so hard? Why am I in this space? Well, the retrograde, we know that. I know for a fact that's what it was. But not just that. It's a lack of grounding. So long story short, not to repeat the whole video, I did a reading for myself, and I've been doing them a lot, pretty much daily. I also moved my altar. At one point, I've kind of changed things around in this spare room that we share. Is part my craft room, workspace, work area, and witchcraft work area as well. So I now have it. It's much bigger. It's prettier. It's very nice. I haven't set up my Yule altar. I'll actually do that tomorrow on Yule because why not, right? That's part of celebrating. But one of the things that I know that I, wanted to do, like I said, was put in my everyday reading. Giving myself a reading with cards is helpful. So the deck that I use, here's the book. So I just gave you the cards. The Spellcaster's Handbook, my go-to. It's funny because somebody else I watch on YouTube uses this also, and I adore her. She actually is the reason I even noticed like they were on my radar. And where I've been recording, which you can get at Barnes & Noble, I know that for sure because I actually picked it up from the store. This book right here. You see that? The Book of Shadows, okay? And basically, I record, I'm almost done. I've been recording most of my readings. If, I don't know if you can see that. This book is pretty much done. Maybe I should go in this direction. This book is pretty much done. I'm almost at the end with the blank pages, which I'm very proud of because this is not quite a year, but, let me think. Let me look because I dated it. Now I'm curious. I'm talking about it and it's been, wow, it's been just over a year. I've started this writing in here in November of 2016, the middle of November, so yay. For an Aries, that's a big deal to finish something, that you started a project. So I do have a new book of shadows or, journal, so to speak, that I'll be writing on. I also write spells in here too, by the way. So spells, readings, dreams. Basically, it's my catch-all for everything. Spells that work or don't, or spells that I want to do or plan to do, that is also my record as well. Because that's important. You have to write that down. If you can file it and save it on your computer, do that too. But about the reading. So, without, because I don't like to get shared too much because I think that can kind of throw you off a little bit of your path because it allows other people to interpret. But basically, my interpretation, I did a reading where I can tell you what the reading was about. It was basically trying to connect with my spiritual leader. And I knew that I needed to do that because I was like, okay, I need that insight. I'm trying to find it. Connecting with your spirit guide spread. That's what it was. And there were 5 cards. The first card is a card to represent your guide. The second, a message your guide uh, would like you to have in this moment. And something, and three, something your God has been trying to convince you or convey to you that you have not been receptive to in the past. Four, how to be more open to messages from your guide in the future. And then five, what is the guide helping you with on your path? So my end result was very helpful. I will tell you the first card I pulled was the High Priestess. The card represents your guide. So to me, I felt, oh, okay, I can, I'm on the right path with this reading. And now that I've honed it in, and I'm not so random with my readings. In the past, when I would do a reading, I would do something to the effect of, I might just pull a card or three cards and say, what do you want to tell me? I didn't have it out like, oh, this defined. I normally don't do card spreads. So I actually went to Pinterest and I looked up some tarot spreads, and I was like, you know what? The ones that resonate with me, I'll write down in my book of shadows along with the results, and we'll take it from there. So that was the best thing I could have did for myself. So I have a record and I go back to it so I can understand, what it is in this time that needs to be conveyed. I've done a new moon reading, and I'll do a Yule tarot reading, and then I'll do my yearly spread. And just one card has been making a show, and this is the big break for me, which was basically temperance, which is all about balance, moderation. It's not a good, it's not a bad, it's kind of like just balance better. And I'm like, okay, so that's what's been going on. It's been lack of balance, too much emotion, too much in your feelings, and not enough of the other part of you. All right, I got that. So now it's all about balance. So once I've opened that door, I've just, a lot of other things have just kind of been falling in my lap. I'm going to take a sip of my drink. Pinky up. Excuse me, I was actually thirsty. Anyway, things have been falling in sort of in my lap or on my path. Feminine energy, which I felt like I was pretty good on that, but at the same time, remember, we're talking about balance. It's not that I wasn't exhibiting feminine energy. It's more or less getting in touch with it more, maybe boosting it up a little bit more, because that is a lot of where my power comes from. I was raised by women. When I go out, I know how to talk to women for the most part. I know how to navigate the circles of women. I'm all about the sisterhood. It's when you start talking about a group of men is where it's like, unless I'm coming in there and I'm just, I have a purpose. I'm coming there with my feminine energy for a purpose. Then yeah, I know how to work that. But if I'm just, getting in touch with that side, because there's power in that. And there's power to manipulate and use for bad. And there's power in there to get what you want. That doesn't have to be a bad thing. I know that. I've always known that. And I've thought I was using it, but it's time to amp that up a little bit. Hence the red or reddish pink color. Because when my husband comes home, he loves it. Now, I'm literally in just a cute, I think it's pretty cute, oversized shirt, minus this. I put some jewelry on in a minute and boost it up a little bit more. But, earlier today I was connecting with my deity, Oshun. I follow her. I am a daughter of Oshun. I am not part of any sort of house or anything like that. I am solitary, and I connect with her. Do not mind these crazy bubbles. This is my husband's computer. He likes to keep it running, and that's his favorite, background screensaver. I have no explanation. Just try to ignore it. I know it's distracting. Anywho. So one of the things about her is beauty and about, expressing yourself and your sexuality and being open with that and power and all of that, that coquettishness. And, what's wrong with, wanting to do those things? And one, I feel good when I am dressed and, or made up, whatever. You take a boring humdrum gray shirt, when I put the jewelry on and the earrings and my little ponytail girl is about to be popping. It's like, oh, where we going? I know you're taking me somewhere. I look too good not to be going somewhere. Anyway, but also just your everyday. I enjoy making myself look fabulous every day. in honor of Oshun, and also because it feels good. So basically, I'm in a good place. The Mercury retrograde season is about to end. We're about to the 23rd. I have been doing spell work the entire retrograde, so I'm not a believer in, oh, you can't do spell work. And forgive the lighting, the sun is doing, this is during the day and it's moving, cloud blockage or what have you. Anyway, yeah, so I've done spell work. I feel successful. I've done readings. I feel like this is a good time. I don't know if I just, because I was off the scales, the retrograde might have just balanced things out for me, and it's making things a lot more easier for me. There have been setbacks and delays. Things have revealed themselves as part of a retrograde period. Also, I understand this is time for me to rest. I haven't been doing any outside type work or anything like that. So all that to say, it's good. It's a good time. And this retrograde is going to end. And I know that because of my readings and my consistent connection, I use my cards to communicate with the ancestors as well. Sometimes dreams. And I have to take the symbolism from that. I've had dreams. I have things that come into me. It's like the more I allow myself, because, like I said, sometimes you can get kind of, sometimes you take it for granted, the craft and your studies and all that. So I'm like, let me switch it up. I even pulled out an old book. I have a lot of books. There's a bookshelf behind me. One day I'll go through that. But just one of the books I had got maybe over a year ago. I even have something bookmarked for later. But this book right here, Spellcraft. First of all, this is an awesome book. I don't necessarily follow everything. It takes it month like January, and it talks about what to do in January. Spells you could do in January, including the new moon and the full moon. Here's the table of contents. So anywho, I love this book. I love the way the words are displayed. It looks like a book of shadows. It's so cool. Like, here's January 1st. Like, that's nice. This is what I'm aiming for when I start writing my own book of shadows. I can't draw for nothing, but whatever. Anyway, I highly recommend it because it gets the juices flowing for me, and I appreciate anything. I take what's here and I modify it and make it my own, which you should be doing anyway. It's rare that I find a spell that is everything that I need, that I don't have to tweak. One, I might not have all the ingredients. One, it might be to a deity that I don't identify with, or I'd have to do a bunch of research on to even get on the path to doing the spell for me to believe that this deity is going to do something for me. Like Roman deities, I don't really identify with that. So a lot of them have Roman deities, but you can easily substitute your own. And you take from it, the purpose of the spell, and then make it your own. So I do that. But I'm going to go ahead and end it now. It's not going to be a long video. I just wanted to get on, and I just sort of wanted to talk about how good things are. Not perfect. I'm still waiting for some things to transpire. But it's good. And that's a good thing. You want to end the year on a high note. You want to go into the next season feeling hopeful, feeling good. And I do. And I have some tools thanks to my constant communication, and I have an altar that I feel is a clean, safe place, accessible place for me to work as well. I feel good about it. I just feel good. Thank you for watching. Bye.